Have you ever given so much, your time, your energy, your money, that you started to resent the very people, persons, or organizations you were trying to help? It's not that you don't love them, that you didn't love them. It's that somewhere along the way, your giving stopped being obedience and started being overextension. Many of us confuse generosity, confuse reasonable servanthood with depletion, and we call our exhaustion ministry. This is day 20 of my 30-day devotional for His glory, disclosing and destroying the spiritual roots of codependency. And today we're learning how to move from burned out to balance, from pouring out on empty to practicing true spirit-led stewardship of our money, our time, and our energy. The foundational principle for day 20 is kingdom generosity is not showy. It doesn't boast, and it never results in depletion. God does ask us to give freely, but He never asks us to give what we do not have. When obedience guides your giving, God always balances the books. In Scripture, God's question was never, how much can you give? But it was always, what's in your hand? Moses had a staff, the widow had a jar of oil, a boy had 5 loaves and 2 fish, the poor widow had just 2 copper coins. Christ blesses what is offered in obedience, never what is promised out of pressure or given to impress. Stewardship is using what you actually possess, your time, your talents, your money, in a way that God directs. Depletion is pledging what isn't there and calling your deficit faith. Jesus honored the widow who gave her 2 mites because they were hers to offer, and she did it in love. He warns us, though, in Scripture to count the cost in Luke 14:28, to recognize exactly what will be required of us when we pledge time, energy, resources to something, and to give in secret that God will see and reward publicly. That's Matthew 6. Wise generosity says, Lord, here's what's in my house. Here are my talents. Here is my energy. Here's the time that I have available. How do you want it used? Anything beyond that isn't faith, it's presumption. God measures your generosity by your obedience, not by your optics. He's not asking how much you can give. He's not asking what the best talents are that you possess. He's asking whether you will use what He has given you in His service. When you pour from obedience, He will multiply it. But when you pour out for the approval of others, you find yourself running on empty. Where have you mistaken overgiving for obedience? And what would it look like in your life to count the cost and start giving only in the direction that God permits? This week, I encourage each of us to audit your giving, your time, your attention, your energy, and your money. And ask God, am I giving where you've called me to give or where guilt has cornered me? Am I giving because I am supposed to give or because I feel that I should give? True stewardship never burns you out, it fills you up. Our story for day 20 is about a woman who owned a marketing firm. Generosity was part of her brand. Whenever anything was requested, she would be the first one to pledge significant amounts of money. She gave large checks with her business name on it. She would show up with her company's logo emblazoned on items to give, and every gift for her doubled as free publicity. It felt like goodwill, it looked like ministry, but it did also quietly expand her reach. One day, she had an emergency surgery. And as a business owner, she did not have anyone to take over for her. 2 months later, the bill arrived, and while insurance paid a great deal, there was a significant balance. And after 3 months off work, her business receivables were down, and she recognized that she was living on the edge. Overdraft fees, maxed out credit cards, no emergency fund. She had been giving by faith, but ignoring the command to count the cost. While she was generous, she was not obedient. And from that moment forward, she prayed over every request until peace, not pressure or a desire to promote herself, led to every decision that she made to give. Kingdom generosity is not showy, it does not boast, and it never results in depletion. If this resonates with you, it's time to stop performing generosity and start practicing stewardship. Grab your copy of the book at my website and join me tomorrow for day 21, where we talk about asking for help without shame.